All right, let's talk Texas Longhorns. This team is obviously, clearly, undeniably the favorite to win the national championship this season, but they need to execute on the field on Saturdays and, more importantly, in the postseason. And to that end, they're going to need some new guys, some young guys to step up. Not in the key roles. We know in a lot of positions they're really solid, especially when it comes to those big starters, those big name areas, but in key supporting functions. And there's one young freshman who already is impressing everyone. It's kind of sliding under the radar, but I think this is critically important to focus on. Get to all that in just 1 second, but first, I'm Nick, and this is Saturday Morning Inspection. All right, the Texas Longhorns, like I said, when it comes to the top line positions, they're as good as anyone in college football, undeniably so. The odds makers, the pickers, they have them a favorite to win the whole darn thing this year, as everyone agrees they probably should. They have to execute. They got to win when it matters. Of course, we all understand that. But based on paper, based on coaching staff, strategy, schedule, everything you want to go into, they're in a phenomenal position. But they will, especially later in the season, as every single playoff team has to, rely on young guys and new guys, right? With the extended playoff in college football, it's become very much like the National Football League, where deep postseason runs can hinge on your rookie, your second-year guy, to use the NFL analogy, to be prepared and able to step up when the opportunities are there. And the best way to get these freshmen opportunities to step up is to get them playing time and opportunities early when they're excelling. And it looks like Texas is poised to do that with one young freshman in particular. Let's pull up the report here. This is courtesy of Hook'em Headlines. It shouldn't be surprising that the Texas Longhorns have a few stand-up freshmen on the roster ahead of head coach Steve Sarkisian. After head coach Steve Sarkisian brought in the #1 nationally ranked recruiting class of 2025. However, for one of those true freshmen to receive first-team reps is remarkable. Grayson Littleton, a 4-star prospect out of Florida from the Tampa area, I believe, has already been working with the first team this fall, playing star, a combination of nickel and dime roles, which combines the safety and linebacker positions, as well as making appearances on special teams. So like I said, Texas is stacked at a lot of other positions. The fact that you have a freshman showing up getting first team reps, that is a really key sign. Number one, that this freshman is really good. But number two, that Steve Sarkisian and his entire staff recognizes they're going to need great depth and great studs to emerge late in the season for that postseason push. You need to get them ready now, right? You win the playoffs, my honest opinion, you win playoff games in July and August, not in December, not in January. You have to prepare now for them. If you're worried about just getting through camp, if you're just worried about finding your best 11 in camp, like most programs are, you're going to be fighting to get 8 wins, right? But if you're trying to figure out who's going to be your role players, your situational players, your star kind of player, sub packages, special teams, if you're focused on that now, especially with top flight recruits, you will be very successful. I love what Texas and Sark are doing here. Earlier this camp, I want to highlight this report. This was from the Eric Henry, had a post on X about it, talking about from Malik Manny Muhammad. A little fact check here. I guess his formal name is Malik Muhammad. He goes by Manny. Let me know in the comment section below. But from the report talking about Littleton, he's smart, physical. He came in with the right mindset and ready to play. He was well coached. He's a young guy who can surprise. Okay, so we got corroborating evidence now. We talk about it all the time on this channel. We look for corroborating evidence. We look for media reports. We look for what coaches are saying or doing. We look for what players are saying, and we put it all together when it comes to Littleton. There's a lot of corroborating evidence that this freshman is off to an incredible start, that he's already a really nice player, not just today, but will continue to get better and fill one of those key roles, right? One of the things that can happen during the preseason is that coaches get involved in coach speak, and they'll say, yeah, all of our players are doing fine, but they all need to get better. They can all get better. If you look at what they do sometimes this time of year, that will tell you a lot more than what they say. And like in the previous report, I'll go back to it real quick, the Texas Longhorns giving Littleton practice reps with the first string. That's when an action is worth 1,000 words in this case, as opposed to a picture worth 1,000 words. Giving him first team reps this time of year as they're preparing for a deep postseason national title run, that's a sign that they believe he's a star player. We talked about it earlier this offseason with Texas, is that when you're going for a championship run, you don't give guys first team reps, the way other programs might do it just because you don't want them to transfer out or you want to keep them engaged or whatever. You're going for a national title, right? You're going all in. You're only giving first team reps to players that you think will contribute for you to win that national title this season. This is a big indication that Littleton is a really, really impressive prospect. If you go down the line of some more reporting, I just want to highlight the Texas's recruiting class here, just to focus on something at the top of the list. You can see they finished with an average score of 93.6, number one in the country, a 312 aggregate score. I think that's really important. But when you look all the way down at Littleton's rankings, and I'm going to throw the top recruits on the screen from that class so that you guys can see it here. It's hard to tell. Littleton's all the way there at the bottom. You can see, and this is where it's so bonkers in Texas, is that Littleton's actually an above average recruit for him, but he's all the way, what, like 10th? Right? It speaks to how freaking good this class is from Texas. And despite all these big names and all these guys doing impressive things, Littleton and Terry too, Juice's Terry, he's been off to a really good start. They both, I think, are the top two freshmen, in my opinion, right now. The fact that they're standing out, and it's only these two right now, I think tells you a couple things. Number one, Texas's top line is so good. And number two, these two guys specifically, Littleton and Terry, are superstars in the making. Texas fans, you should be very excited. A lot of teams, if they bag a recruiting class this good, this deep, all 10 of these guys are starters, right? Or at least 8 or 9 of them are. They're not fighting to be a star linebacker. They're starters on both sides of the football. Texas is so good at the top of the roster. They don't need these guys to be starters. But when you look at Terry, when you look at Littleton here, getting significant first-string reps, significant opportunities, it's clear Sarkisian and his staff believe that despite how good the Texas Longhorns are at the top of their roster with the experience, with their talent, they believe these two freshmen can contribute right away. All right, we got a little bit more to break down when it comes to the Longhorns here. But first, Texas fans, in the comment section below, when you get ready for the 2025 season, again, just a few weeks away, let us know in the comment section below, what's the one game that gives you the most worry that's on the calendar, right? Is it week one? We know that's a big one. We'll talk about that in a second. Is it, a trap game on your calendar? Is it, the rivalry game? Is there any sort of circumstances here where you see a game where you should win, but in your mind, you're like, hey, this one's going to be tougher than people think. We're going to have to tighten our chin straps for this one. This is going to be a dogfight that even though we're heavy favorites. Give us the one game you're concerned about right now for Texas. Put it in the comment section below. But to that end, let's pull up the Longhorns schedule here and really just kind of dig into it a little bit. So this is the regular season schedule. Obviously, in 3 weeks, roughly a little less, they play Ohio State at Ohio State. I think the fact right here that we're getting first-team reps from Littleton before they go to wide receiver U, I think that's a sign they want to play him a lot at Ohio State, again, to get him ready for playoff games. Because, look, if you wanted to get a freshman eased into starting playing time, you would wait a few weeks, right? You would say, hey, play him against San Jose State or UTEP or Sam Houston. The next 3 games for Texas, you'll get these freshmen and young guys a lot of opportunities, hopefully, for some real playing time. Don't rush it. You don't have to give him first-team reps now. The only reason you give him first-team reps now is, well, 2 things. Number one, he's earned it, which I think we can all agree he has based on reporting. And number 2, you want him to play top-flight competition. You want him to play playoff competition in a tough road environment. So when you look at Terry, when you look at Littleton and say, listen, we want you guys to play in Columbus at Ohio State, meaningful snaps in a huge playoff preview, potentially a rematch from the previous season, that's a sign that the Texas Longhorns want these young guys to get ready to play against elite competition. They're not looking for freshmen to look good against Sam Houston State. They're looking for freshmen to deliver impact plays in the postseason. I think that's what we're seeing right now from Texas, specifically when it comes to those 2 young guys. But if you work your way through the rest of the schedule, they go to Florida. That could be a little feisty with DJ Lagway, but I still think Texas is clearly better. Oklahoma, rivalry game, that's interesting, but I just don't look at Oklahoma as a real threat, to be totally honest. This is my personal opinion. Kentucky, Mississippi State, Vandy, I think those are 3 blowout wins. Then you go to Athens, Georgia, another playoff kind of game. Home against Arkansas, then you get A&M, a rivalry game day after Thanksgiving, I believe, to finish up the regular season. Yeah, I mean, when you look at situations, if you wanted to prepare a freshman to play in the postseason or just a freshman to get ready in general, the opportunities, there's not a lot of them, right? And I think that's one of the reasons why Terry, Littleton, and maybe a few other guys will show out during training camp, why they're getting first-team reps now, because they want them to play and execute and learn at Ohio State. I think that's what Sarkisian and company are doing. They want to get them ready for a postseason run. They want to get these freshmen used to going on the road in these tough environments. I think we'll see a similar kind of mindset when they play at Georgia. The only issue there is because that's an SEC game, SEC title game implications, that may have a different mindset. A week 1 out of conference, quality game, right? Let's say if Texas even loses that game, no one's really going to hold it against them. Says, listen, you're playing week 1. You have a new quarterback in Arch Manning going on the road, defending national champs. Hey, you lose that game. Hey, listen, that's about a quality of loss if there is such a thing as you're ever going to experience. But when you get towards the end of the season, going to Georgia, different mindset. Home against A&M, different mindset. Florida, different mindset. So that's going to take a little bit different approach. But if you're looking for young freshmen to get good quality playing time, good opportunities against top flight playoff competition, week 1 is the time to do it, basically until October 4th. And then from then on, you're in your SEC schedule. So again, you want to get real playing time to get these guys ready for playoff and conference mindset early. Ohio State week 1 is the time to do it. There's no tune-up game, right? They're not playing San Jose State first. If they're playing San Jose State first, maybe you don't give as many first string reps to guys like Littleton now. Maybe you wait and see the San Jose State game, and then you let them get their playing time then, and then transition to Ohio State. No, if you want them to get ready for playoff football, which step 1 of that is to get them prepared with some experience against Ohio State, you got to give them first team reps in training camp now, in fall camp now, and that's exactly what the Longhorns are doing. I really like to see it. Again, this is what Steve Sarkisian does, and this is what he has done his entire time in Texas. Next level thinking. It's very NFL, Bill Belichick kind of thinking, thought process. Nick Saban in Alabama, very similar. 3 or 4 or 5 steps ahead of everybody, right? He's thinking at a different level. I need to get my guys ready for postseason wins. I need to get my guys good habits. I need to get them experience on the road against tough competition, things like that. It's that sort of preparation mindset when you evaluate players, especially young guys that are doing well, that you expect to have big roles down the stretch, getting them ready, getting prepared, putting them in positions to be successful. How many times do we see a freshman or a young guy get thrown into the limelight late in the season or in a big bowl game or playoff game, and they don't have a lot of experience and they crumble? Longhorns mitigating that risk, getting their key freshmen, their stars so far, opportunities early, first team reps, big time playing time against Ohio State likely coming. Once again, Steve Sarkisian and the Texas Longhorns prove themselves not just being more talented, not just better at recruiting, not just better at X's and O's, but in terms of operational leadership of a program, setting themselves apart from the pack. A big part of it is because they're recruiting and they're bringing in great freshmen like Littleton. He's doing a great job, so give credit where credit is due, certainly to this young man, but give a lot of credit to the Longhorns coaching staff, once again, making smart moves.